on my healing journey, I'm still touching up on my information and from time to time watching videos. And I watched a video today on a channel. You should check him out. I'll link it in this video. I think it's called DrewTube. It's a good video for people who's going through similar things as us. And one thing he was mentioning in his video was about groupthink. And I keep talking to you about the new hobby that I've been doing. I can say it now. I started to learn to roller skate. And today, while I was at the park, I started feeling the group there who, they were being very energetically hostile towards me. And it wasn't done in a direct way. It was a very subtle kind of people looking over with their eyes, abusing me energetically with looks, mockery and humiliation and all this kind of thing. And it, for me, I've straight away my mindset is, or my mind goes to try to either fight back, defend myself, retaliate. But today, there was moments when some people were looked over and try to do these aggressive looks, and I just held the look with them. I didn't give them particularly aggressive look back, but I held the look with them just to show them that I was present, because I was very present and conscious of what I was doing. And it was very sunny in the park, so I just tried to enjoy my day and not allow that to take that away, that peace. And what I talk about that video, which I'll link below, is my inkling is that these looks is coming from a smear campaign, coming from some past things that that happened when I was in one of the 3 narcissistic abusive relationships, where I do take blame for how I showed up in those scenarios, but I didn't have the knowledge and the wisdom those times. So reactive abuse came into it. Some other abuse of what do you call it? Vices, when going through times of psychological warfare, spiritual warfare, manipulation. You don't know what you're dealing with, so sometimes you go down those routes. So I want to dedicate this video to anyone who's going through what I went through today. Also dedicate the video to myself for sort of staying calm, taking deep breaths, trying not to get fully flustered by them, because what happens is, where I was, there was maybe 2 groups present, so 2 groups of people, quite big groups, and they have their sound systems and they're playing music and they're skating and dancing along, and you have like independents on the sideline, who's what I am, and a couple others who are still learning. We don't really know everybody, but within those group systems, just from looking from the outside in, you could just see there's tend to be 2 or 3 kind of main figures, and those main figures are the people who people look up to, or people go along with what that person says. Now, saying that, a few weeks ago, one of the guys there, he left his sound system stereo box speaker, Bluetooth speaker, at the park, and I was one of the last people there practicing, so I took it as safekeeping. And as I took it for safekeeping, he messaged around on his Instagram, asking everybody, did they pick up the speaker? Now, the lady that I was speaking about in my last video that I had met, and I thought she was one way, and is dating one of the other skaters who dances skaters. she saw the message because she was friends with him and I wasn't. So she told me, oh, I told her, oh, I picked up his speaker. And she was like, oh, he was messaging around. So she gave me his Instagram. So I messaged him and said, look, I got your speaker. It's safe. Let me know where you want me to bring it down to you. That's what I did. I returned the speaker to him, no problem. So when I returned the speaker to him, he posted on Instagram, oh, thank the girl who linked it and me for bringing his speaker back. But from that moment on, I was like, oh, here we go. So it's because some people, they live all their life on the internet, on social media. And, he has like quite a big following. So this, but it's possible that someone that follows him saw me and then realized that it was me from what he might have showed them in my Instagram or whatever. And then they gave him that intel, and then now he told people, and then it went back to those people and it came back. And from that moment on, I felt people who started slowly like pulling back. And when all of this stuff is happening, these people that are like spreading rumors or even talking about things that may have some half truths about us, it's kind of like they are like behaving in the modern kind of wizard and warlocks. They think that what they're doing is normal, but actually what they're doing is spiritual, but it's also the modern spells because they're sort of working behind your back and they're changing people's minds with words, with all these things. And some of these mistakes were made many years ago. We're trying to move forward, we're trying to heal, we're trying to leave things in the past and try and do better and learn from our mistakes. But there are people that are just hell set at destroying our lives. Like, they literally want to spread rumors about us. They mean us harm. They want us to really hurt ourselves. At the end of the day, they should be putting that time in developing themselves, their skills and their lives. But they're not. They're using it to try to cause ill will and feeling against others. So that happened. Then, as I was saying before, he tagged me and the girl that I knew in that message. Now that girl is dating that guy, and I remember I told in the last story time about how we had this disagreement talking about this race topic. And so the guy she's dating, he's a black guy, and you could see he was like being more cold and pulling away, pulling back, and all of his group were like all pulling back and like not saying hello to me and like slapping hands with me. So I noticed that was happening. So that's like twofold of people. And thirdly, there was a guy that I'd never seen before. He kind of rolled up and just gave me this like really dirty look. And again, I just held the look with him. I didn't particularly give him back a dirty look, but I held the look with him to let him know I could see him. And a lot of the other guys that were kind of posturing and stuff like that. And it was very hot today, so I had my top off, and I noticed that when I had my top off and the sun was out, a lot of them, kind of knew what time it was. They knew what time it was, and it kind of made people back down a bit. Yeah. But I don't really want to be going there with any kind of aggression or any kind of physicality. But like I said in videos before, it's all about, not being disrespected openly and defending the honor. So I a lot prefer to have peace with people, with anybody, and this goes for anybody out there or situations. But I'm very, very happy and comfortable with going into that place. If anybody wants to test me, like if anybody wants to, disrespect me or physically intimidate me or try to make me insecure in any way physically, I'm very, very happy. It doesn't matter, how many of you or what you've got. Like, I'm very happy with that. So that I wanted to share that because it's just groupthink. You have these toxic, dysfunctional groups, and they're very cult like. There's one person at the top who has a dislike for us, or he understands he doesn't understand why he doesn't like us, because obviously we are on opposite sides. We're on the side of the light, they're on the side of the dark. So that plays a part. Our, unwavering brilliance, how things come very naturally easy to us, that really upsets them. And how we bounce back from scenarios. Even this scenario has happened so many years ago, and since then there's been some stop and start for me, in the area that I was working with them with, where I stopped allowing them to manipulate me. They're still making money off me, but I kind of pulled away from them. So they blackballed me in that scene. I can say it on here. It was music scene. So when I was blackballed, that a lot of that slowed down. But even with that being slowed down and things being cancelled, they're still working behind the scenes. They won't let me go. They won't let me start again. They won't forgive me. They won't let it go, because the bottom line is, if they can't use me, they don't want me to be useful to other people, and they want me to feel, like I should not be around. They want me to feel like I'm helpless and hopeless. But even if these people, these new group people, reject me and do what they're doing, as long as they don't physically threaten me, they might posture a little bit of their looks and skate past me and, go like they got a bump, but don't. But I really, if somebody bumps into me or does anything directly, literally, it's, I don't want to say anything on here. I literally want peace. But you know what I mean? I've said it on here, like, it won't be good for both, for anyone, It's better that we try and keep peace. But yeah, it's important to also know that these parasitic individuals, these narcissistic individuals who, they constantly need validation from other people. They have to triangulate, so they have to talk about rumors and lies. And one young lady who came up to me was just giving me one of the kind of like humiliation stares, just like kind of laughing or whatever. And I'd seen her before, and I thought she was in good shape, and in the sun and the shorts, I could see she got a lot of work to do in that area. So before she goes spreading rumors and listening to lies about me, she should really get in the gym and sort herself out. I think that's one of the things about life, is that we need to look at ourselves, look in the mirror before we start judging people, before we start abusing people, when things we don't even know ourselves are true or not. And we start attacking, which kind of shows people how toxic they are. And you have people that are just happy to follow. You have people that just get their popcorn out and they're just looking, grinning and smiling. And narcissistic people who have narcissistic traits and narcissists, they like this kind of air of secrecy, like, oh, I know something, oh, that you don't. And then they're all doing it together and laughing and playing a joke. One of the guys today had like a drone thing in the park, and I'm pretty sure when I was skating around, the drone was like following me. He was doing it from the, so I literally skated over to him because he was sat quite far away on the grass. And I said to him, is it him that flying that? And he said yes. The way I said it to him, and the way he answered me, and like, oh no, he knows it was me, he kind of like piped down. And then when I skated back out, it's the drone stopped following me. So they were using the drone to intimidate me, sort of flying over my head. When I moved one way, they moved one way. When I moved the other way, the drone would now be over me. So I keep looking up and seeing this little helicopter toy drone thing up high, film, like basically watching. Because with the gang stalking and the stalking, these characters that try to bully us, is like, they couldn't take it for a second if we were to do this thing to them. If we were to give them dirty looks, reject them, spy on them, fly drones over their heads, literally turn everybody against them. They couldn't take it for 1 minute. They'd literally be in the floor. A lot of us that go through this, even with all the stress that they try to leave on us, we still look good. We still like look fine. So the overall goal of this is for us to be distracted from our purpose. I've more or less been able to come on my purpose, and even the purpose that I thought I was going when I was going with them, it's a chance. It's probably a misdirection. So I was taken off that path to either go a different path, which would be better than that path, or that path wasn't for me. So rejection is protection. If you're going through any of this spiritual attack, spiritual warfare, I want to just let you know to keep going. The battle is in God's hands. We're protected. These people that are abusing us, they are going to get it back to them. If you look at even in the news and what's going on with P Diddy, a lot of these gatekeepers, and you know, like people like Maya who didn't take the bait, and she's now looking really young and she's still doing what she's doing, and then he's going down. Maybe he's being sacrificed by people above him that he may have annoyed, because they all at doing the same thing. So why the spotlight is on him, we don't know. It's the same sort of thing. You have people that seem to have power who are, you know, mistreating people, and then if we kind of try our best to not directly fight them back, but just to sit still and get through it and pray to God and meditate and keep physically healthy, we will be validated. Like God they will definitely like get their own back. You know, all of this, what's done in the dark will come to the light. And these people, they just can't rest. They can't let us rest, and they are letting us. They keep reminding us how important they think of us by trying to make us feel small. It's like an inversely proportional relationship or something. Like they're trying to punish us, but by punishing us, it's letting us know that they're still thinking about it. It's like it's been years and years and years, and they still won't let this thing go. Maybe 5 years, 6 years. But yeah, and I met another lady that was learning today as well, who seemed nice, and I think she was saying some good points, but again, you know, she seemed fine. And then I'll see her next week, and she will just completely ignore me. So it's this kind of group think where people spread rumors. It's like being in school when these are adults, you know, but they're not really adults. A lot of them are quite young. And also to finish off with the young lady that I met, which I was on story time talking about. So he was starting to reject me, and I was actually fighting for us. So I don't know if I'll speak to him and let him know my side, or if it's worth it, because I think we're going into a time where if people want to treat us badly and pull away, we have to actually just let them. Like, we don't really need to be explaining ourselves, or you know, wanting. Most of the time when we explain ourselves, we look guilty. It doesn't really help anyway. So I might tell someone that's close to me, like, I haven't really decided, but mainly this season is not about really explaining ourselves to people and asking people, because people that are on our side, because we're out there, even if we're fewer in number, they're just going to get it. They're just going to feel the feeling and know, oh, okay, this person is a safe person. I don't have to go along with everyone that's abusing them just because that's the group thing to do, because that's what the bullies are doing. I'm just going to be nice to them because they're nice to me. And there will be people like that, even though it's few and far between. This is Shaitan. It's his playground. Like, literally, most people don't believe in God. They don't believe in righteousness. They don't believe in the narrow path. They don't believe there's a chosen ones. They don't believe in people that get scapegoated by bullies, by narcissistic, toxic people who want to literally use their remote control to manipulate us, to gaslight us, to control our lives. And when we turn away from them, they sabotage our every move. They watch us like envious backbiting. They try to make us fall into snares, and then they use the snares and say, oh, this is what you did, when it's them literally behind it. They will actually get you to link up with a narcissist. They will set up so the narcissist will be liking all your Instagram pictures. That's what happened with narcissist number 3. Yeah, they will set it up, and then that narcissist would be reporting back to them. So that narcissist would be a fly monkey. And you got also a friend, a narcissistic friend as well, liar, who also, you will speak about that girl, and he will go and report back to the head narcissist. And then they'll give the girl information, so she will know all your weaknesses. She'll also know what you're saying. It's like they got like they're working this kind of sick, manipulative game on you, and you're the only person in the dark. And it's like literally, you're going to fight in a room against like three people, and they got weapons, and you're blindfolded. That's basically what that is. And literally, you have to learn to defend yourself. These these cretins, they're gonna get what's coming to them. You know, either they're gonna get exposed, or something really terrible will happen in their lives, and they're not going nowhere, because people that think like this, they're very cursed kind of people. But I just wanted to drop a video about this, and I may drop another video about these kind of scenarios, and yeah, we have to stay calm and try not to get drawn in. But there are instances where we are actually justified in having to like step up. And there was a couple today, even though it was like energetically and in body, where we would just like have to be there present and not allowing people to sort of mow us over, because a lot of it, the ill feeling is what they are harboring, and they're trying to project that onto us. So we have to not give in to that. That's all I got for today. Take care. Peace.